Most people talk about writing a book. Most people never actually start. And the few who do, they take months, sometimes years to finish it. But one of my clients, she finished hers in a single day. And even better, she started making sales almost immediately. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how she did it, why it worked, and how you can apply the same strategy to hit your next big goal. But first, who am I? My name is Lenny Richardson. I'm an author, real estate consultant, and owner of Productivity Accelerator, a company that helps young, busy professionals get more done in less time with a custom, scientifically backed strategy. So, here's the situation. This client attended my Success Lab bootcamp several months ago. She was motivated, fired up, and ready to take action. For a long time, she had this goal: create information products to help Brazilian speakers learn English. She's a teacher by trade, and she was doing one-on-one coaching. She was running group sessions. She was doing all the right things. But there was a massive problem that she was facing. She was beginning to burn out. And it's not because she hated teaching. Typically what I find is that when people burn out, it's primarily because the reward that they receive does not match the effort that they're putting into their project. Does that make sense? And that's something that I tell all of my clients. Burnout doesn't come from just working hard. It comes when the payoff isn't worth the grind. Add to that the fact that the Brazilian currency is weaker than the US dollar. She was essentially just lowering her rates to stay competitive. She was working more and getting paid significantly less, allowing herself to burn out. So as we kind of talked, it became clear she needed to scale smarter instead of harder. That's when we decided to pivot. We set a new goal for her: create an information product, specifically a series of English learning books. But the real goal, it wasn't just more content. Overall, the idea that we had in mind was to detach her time from her income. She wanted to build something just once and have it pay her over and over again. In other words, and this is exactly what she would say, she wanted to make money while she slept. That became her core objective: to stop exchanging hours for every dollar earned. So we ended up creating a strategy, and during the boot camp, that was a great time for her to execute on the strategy. Essentially, the strategy was a 4-part plan. Now, step 1 of this plan was to get to work immediately. No waiting for the perfect plan, no waiting until you feel ready. Just jump into it and start. I tend to find with a lot of my clients that a lot of people delay taking action. They try to come up with the perfect strategy or the perfect system or the perfect product or the perfect whatever. And the reality is this: there is no perfect anything. Whenever you have the idea, start working on the idea as soon as possible. You'll hear me say this a lot in other videos, and if you're a client of mine, you'll hear me say this a lot as well. I like the idea of speed. And to me, essentially speed is just reducing the time between idea and execution. So that's essentially what step 1 is. Get to work immediately. Implement speed. Don't think too much. Just get to work. Step 2, build momentum fast. My personal belief is that a small win creates energy. And the more energy that you create, the more action you'll take with that extra energy. So what I typically tell my clients is try to build wins up as quickly as possible, because as you begin to build those wins, you're going to feel motivated to keep trying to get more wins. And the more wins you create, the more you'll want to win. And it becomes a positive feedback loop over and over again, where you're constantly doing things to feel better and to constantly want to win. And of course, if you keep winning, if you keep making these small micro wins on your overall goal, before you know it, you'll complete your goal. Sounds simple, but a lot of people don't do it. Now, step 3, ride the momentum aggressively. When you're in the flow, stay in the flow. Most people, once they hit that flow state, they allow themselves to get out of that flow state. They allow distractions in. Their phone goes off. It's a random phone call. They answer it. You're removing yourself from the flow state. Their text pings. They're removing themselves from the flow state. They get distracted and they want to scroll on social media. They're removing themselves from the flow state. They allow other people to begin to talk to them, to have conversations with them, where they see their friend and they want to talk to their friend. You're removing yourself from the flow state. Whatever you do, once you're in that flow state, stay in that flow state for as long as possible. Ride the momentum as long as you can, and you'll make immense, tremendous progress doing this. Step 4, repeat this until you get to your desired outcome. Execute, review, refine, repeat. It's not that complicated, but it works. And this is where things got a bit interesting. I was actually a bit stunned by how dedicated she became. She spent literally an entire day working on her first book. Literally, she scheduled an entire Friday, I believe it was, from sunrise to sunset to just work on that book and do nothing else. Now, she took it to the extreme. I don't recommend this because she didn't eat either the entire day. At least that's what she told me. She didn't eat. She didn't really do much of anything besides just sit at her computer and write the entire day. But she was motivated and she was allowing herself to use that momentum aggressively, which I do recommend people do. She used it as advantageously as she possibly could, and she got results from it. So, like I said, if you're in the flow state, stay in the flow state as long as you can. You can always rest later, but be in that flow state for as long as you can, because sometimes that flow state's hard to get. And of course, by the end of the day, she finished her book. But here's where it gets a little bit better. She published her book on Amazon almost instantly after she finished it. And then once Amazon approved it, she shared her link to Instagram. And immediately she made money. People on Instagram that saw her book bought it. She didn't need ads. She didn't need funnels. She didn't need any fancy marketing. She just had an idea and she took action as quickly as possible. And she got results from it. So this is why I recommend simply just executing with speed. When you have an idea, just implement on it. A lot of people, what they do is they have an idea, and it could be the best idea in the world, but they overthink the idea. And because they overthink it, it leads them to what's called analysis paralysis, where they come up with too many different strategies or too many different ideas or too many different iterations without even attempting the first iteration. And it never actually gets done. And since it never gets done, they can't produce any results from it because it doesn't exist. So just get to work, take action immediately. Now, another best part, she's still making sales from that book to this day. It took her a day to make money from her product, and she's still making money from that single product. It took her a full day. That's it. That's all it takes is a single day. And after she made that first book, guess what she did? She used the exact same system to create a second book. The same strategy, the same execution, the same results. It wasn't luck. It was simply momentum, focus, and working smart. So, what is the overall lesson you can take away from this? The overall lesson that I hope you get from this is that it's not about working harder. It's simply about coming up with an idea, executing on the idea, maintaining your focus, and using the momentum to allow yourself to be successful. So, just to reiterate what I said earlier, here's the blueprint to success for whatever goal you have. And this is the simplified version of it, but follow this and I guarantee whatever your goal is, you'll get it done. Step 1, create a clear goal. Step 2, set a real deadline. Step 3, start before you feel ready. Just jump into it once you have the idea. You can always refine things later, and you can always iterate as you progress. Step 4, block 1 to 3 hours per day for your number one priority. I teach all of my clients this. Step 5, review your progress every week and adjust. This is called iteration. And that's it. The idea of this is simple, but it might not be the easiest thing to implement if you're not familiar with this. But overall, that's it. That's what it comes down to. It's not that complicated. It's actually pretty simple in the grand scheme of things. And it works extremely well. You just have to do it. Most people never start. The few that do, they overthink, they overcomplicate, and they delay for years or perhaps forever their ultimate life. My client, she didn't wait. She acted, and now she's building an asset that pays her every single month. This is exactly what we teach inside Productivity Accelerator. Now, if you're listening to this, I have an offer for you. Right now, I'm offering 1 whole month of free coaching. No strings attached, no commitment. In my opinion, it's a massive win-win. And the reason for this is simple. Our goal is to help you get real wins before you ever give us a dime. You can be like her and in a single day make money for whatever your goal is. It only takes 1 day. So if you're serious about getting results, there's a link in the description. You can sign up for our 1 month of free coaching. And I guarantee that within that month, if you stick to the system and you actually implement the strategies that we provide for you, you'll make massive progress towards whatever your goal is. We'll show you how to maintain and build momentum, execute quickly, and actually hit those goals that you've been struggling to hit for all these years. Now, with that being said, I thank you for watching this video. If you know anyone that might be interested in this video, please share this with them. And also, please like the video and leave a comment on what your favorite part of the video is. As always, keep conquering, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.